Welcome back, boys and girls. We're going to get started with Chapter 2 of Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle. You might remember that Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle, they'll do moves sometimes, and sometimes they'll have motions and sounds, and you're welcome to do those with me, or just follow along with the motions. Let's start. Last week we learned about our two friends, Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle, and how they lived on the opposite sides of town. Today we're going to get introduced to somebody new. One morning, after Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle woke up and they came outside, Mr. Wiggle got a phone call. Bring, bring. Hello, this is Mr. Wiggle. Hey, Mr. Wiggle, it's Mr. Waggle. Oh, hi, how's it going? Pretty good. Guess what? What? I've got a surprise. A surprise? I love surprises. Well, you want to come over and see it? Yes. Okay, I'm coming. See ya. Bye. Bye. So Mr. Wiggle immediately ran to his friend's house, and he went up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill till he got to his very good friend, Mr. Waggle's house. He didn't even have to knock on the door because Mr. Waggle was outside, and he said, "Guess what?" Do you want me to guess? No, I'm just going to tell you. Okay. I got a new pet. A new pet? Did you get a rhino? No. Hippo? No. Eagle? No. Okay, I give up. I got a cat. Ooh, a cat. That sounds fun. Can I see it? Yep. Here, come on inside. So he opened up his door. Pop! Mr. Wiggle went inside. Pop! Closed his door. Boom! And as soon as they got inside, they heard meow. Mr. Wiggle said, "What's your cat's name?" Fluffy. Because he's fluffy. You get it? Yeah, I get it. He's fluffy. It's cute. So, Mr. Wiggle went over and he went to go pet Fluffy. And he went, "Oh, what a nice..." Whoa! Why are you hissing at me? And he tried it one more time. He went to go pet the nice cat. Hissed right at him. What's going on? I don't know. Oh, you're stepping on his tail. Oh, I'm sorry. He was stepping on his tail by accident. So he stepped off, and then he petted him, and he was very, very nice. And Mr. Waggle didn't know this, but Mr. Wiggle was actually fluent in cat. We'll learn about that later. After a while, they got to meet Mr. Waggle's new cat, and Mr. Wiggle did have to go home, so he opened up the door. Pop! He came outside. They waved goodbye. Mr. Waggle closed the door. Boom! And Mr. Wiggle went back home. He went up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill till he got home, and he opened up his door. Pop! And he went inside. Pop! And he closed his door. Boom! And that night, they both went to bed. Now, the next morning, Mr. Wiggle woke up, and he said, "You know what? I want to go see my very good friend Mr. Wiggle and his friend Fluffy." So he opened up his door. Pop! Came outside. Pop! Closed the door. Boom! And he went, you got it, up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill till he got to his very good friend Mr. Waggle's house. And he knocked on the door. Knock, 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 knock. No answer. He knocked a little louder. Knock, 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 knock. Still no answer. He knocked even louder. Knock, 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 knock. It didn't seem like Mr. Waggle was home at all, but he did hear something. Meow. Fluffy was there. He said, "Hey, Fluffy." Meow. "Can you tell Mr. Waggle that I came over to play?" Meow. "Okay. And tell him next time I come over, I like peanut butter and fluff sandwiches. If he could make me one of those." Huh? Fluff. It's made out of marshmallows. Meow. "Okay, thanks. See ya." And he went back up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill till he got home, and he opened up his door. Pop! And went inside. Pop! And he closed his door. Boom! Now, a little bit later, Mr. Waggle got home. And Mr. Waggle, he opened up his door. Pop! And the second he went inside, he heard meow, 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 meow from Fluffy. Can you do that sound? Yeah. So, he looked at Fluffy and said, "What? Mr. Wiggle came over? And he likes peanut butter and fluff sandwiches? Okay, thanks, Fluffy." So he went over to Mr. Wiggle's house, and he went up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill, and he knocked on his friend's door. Knock, 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 knock. And Mr. Wiggle was home, so he came right to the door. He opened it up. Pop! Came outside. Pop! And closed his door. Boom! And he said, "Hey, did you get my message?" He said, "Yeah. Fluffy said you like peanut butter and fluff sandwiches? Do you like cat sandwiches? Because fluff, is that made out of Fluffy?" "No, not that. It's made out of marshmallows. I told Fluffy that." "Oh, okay, okay." So, you want to go play? Sure. So then they played a little soccer. And then they decided they were going to ride their bikes up and down the hills. So they got to pedal their bikes up, and down, 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 down. And up, and down, 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 down. And then they got the rollerblades on, and they went up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill. And then they went real fast down the last hill, and down the hill, until they got back to Mr. Wiggle's house. And they waved goodbye. And Mr. Wiggle opened up his door, pop, went inside, pop, and closed his door, boom. Mr. Waggle had to go back home, up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill, till he got to his house, and then as soon as he got there, Fluffy said hello, meow. He opened up his door, pop, went inside, pop, meow. Oops, sorry Fluffy, and closed the door, boom. And that night, they both went to bed. Come back next time for chapter 3. See ya.